Rahimin. All praise due to Allah, the Lord, cherisher, nourisher, and sustainer, and master of the universe. Ya Allah, it is only you that we worship, and it is your guidance that we seek. Ya Allah, keep us on the straight path. Ya Allah, show us your choice of blessings. Ya Allah, show us your mercy. Ya Allah, guide us. Greetings, salam, salutations on our beloved Nabi Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. 5 minutes past 8 on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning, the 4th of January 2025, the 4th of Rajab 1446. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh from a very, very, very hot or warm Durban, South Africa. We welcome our listeners on CII Radio, and you're listening to Rise and Shine on Radio Al Ansar and CII Radio. An absolute pleasure being in your company this morning. My name is Faizal MJ Suleman, and inshallah I'll be a host for the next hour. As I said, today is an absolute scorcher in Durban, but of course we're thankful to the Almighty, whatever the weather. We're thankful for all the favors that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon us. Yes, it is the 4th of January 2025, which means that we are 4 days into the new year. And of course, 4 days into the month of Rajab as well. 2 months, just almost 2 months, just almost a month. Yes, almost 2 months before we enter the month of Ramadan. So let's prepare ourselves. The month of Rajab is the month in which we're going to be sowing our seeds, watering them in Shaban, and inshallah we'll reap the benefits in the month of Ramadan. It is Rise and Shine, and we'll start off okay, I must thank and acknowledge our team this morning. Engineering for me in the Durban studios in Radio Al Ansar is Brother Mondley. At CII Radio is in Johannesburg is Lucky, and of course Wasima Bucks attending to our logistics, and the program is produced by Hajra Kota. That's your Rise and Shine team. Remember to send us your messages via WhatsApp on 060-904-1056. But right now, let's hear Mufti Menk advising us how to overcome feelings of low and depression.
If you take a look at the books of history and the scriptures, the Old Testament, the Quran, whatever else it may be, you will find that there was a period of time of hardship after which the ease came. Take a look at the story of the Prophet Joseph, may peace be upon him. They had hardship, they had drought. Did it last forever and ever? How many years did it last? Tell me. Someone said 7 years, didn't they? Correct. You deserve a medal, my sister. I think I heard 7 years. Did someone say 7 years at the back? You deserve another medal. The only person interacting here, man. And after that, Allah gave them ease. So Allah does not keep you down all the time. Don't lose hope. While you're down, just bear it. You will be down for a while. I promise you, in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, do you know what will happen? Within those years, your life will change to the degree that you will look back and say, whew, I was about to give up at one stage. I know of business people who are unwell, people who are going through medical problems, family matters. Sometimes you're going through a divorce, and you know what? You went through it once. It was so painful. You desperately do not want to go through it again, but unfortunately, it's coming. Let it happen. Let it be. No problem. Divorce is never the end of the world. It might just be the beginning of your life. I went through a divorce myself many, many years back. In fact, when the brother earlier was saying, I've been listening to Mufti Menk for about 15 years. Did you hear him say that? First time I actually said, gosh, I'm old, man. MashaAllah, it's true. It's very true, brother. I kicked off in 1999. That's 21 years ago. Subhanallah. My kids are in their 20s. Some of them are married. You wouldn't even believe that. And I'm not lying, by the way. Okay. So subhanallah, it's amazing, my brothers and sisters, how there will come a time when ease will come through. You go through a divorce. You're not the first person. You will never be the last one. It may not be your first divorce. You might go through it again and again. And who knows, the third, the fourth person you're going to get to through marriage is going to be, wow, the king of your dreams. Subhanallah, it can happen. And then you can let the other three know that, by the way, anyway, you don't need to do that. Okay? But man is such that when we're going through the issue, it's the end of the world. It's not. Just ride this for now. The waves are coming in. Just ride the wave for now. And you lay low for a little while. Thank Allah. Develop your relationship with Allah. A day will come when you will have the last laugh. And always, as they say, he who laughs last, laughs the best. You have the best laugh. That's a good concept. It's true. It's actually true.
Yes, absolutely. It is true. And of course, he who laughs last, laughs the best. He who laughs last, laughs the loudest. And of course, that was Mufti Menk, and he shared some thoughts with us.
Medina, 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 Medina. सरे महफिल करम इतना मेरे सरकार हो जाए, निगाहें मुंतज़िर रह जाए और दीदार हो जाए। गुलाम मुस्तफा मैं बिक जाऊं मदीने में, नबी के नाम पर सौदा सरे बाजार हो जाए। मदीने पहुंचा तो अश्क निकले लबों पे, फिर ये बयाम आया। मदीने पहुंचा तो अश्क निकले लबों पे, फिर ये बयाम उठा दो अब रुख से अपने पर्दा, तुम्हारे दर पर गुलाम आया। मदीने पहुंचा तो अर्श निकले पे, फिर ये बयाम आया। मदीने पहुंचा तो अर्श निकले लबों पे, फिर ये बयाम आया। इमाम कुल अंबिया हुए वो, हबीबे रब्बुल उला हुए वो।
0609041056. First message comes from Sister Leila Meta. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to the blessed Ummah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Peace, blessings and salutations be upon Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As another blessed day arises from sujood, say Alhamdulillah. We all are born with a purpose. Seek your purpose with confidence and a positive attitude. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you and your family overflowing blessings, ease and protection. Ameen. Have a blessed and safe weekend. Salams and dua, Sister Leila, mate and family. And she says, inspiring reflections. Don't just exist for others. Live boldly for yourself. And her hadith for today is Bismillah walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. Sa'id al-Makburi narrated, I came to Abdullah ibn Umar whilst with him was a man that he was talking to. As I came close to both of them, he, Abdullah, struck my chest with his hand and said, don't you know that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that if two persons are having a confidential talk, then don't sit close to them without their permission. Shukran for that, and wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to you. Message from Brother Yusuf Patel. Love is like a lighthouse. When you are surrounded by the storms of life, it gives you hope and leads you to safety. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Love to love and hate to hate. May the advent of this divine month of Rajab bring peace to our beloved earth. Shukran to my beautiful world for your ceaseless love, du'as and support my numerous challenges. Just fade away. Ya Allah, you are the most merciful. Salams and du'as, Yusuf Patel. Rajab Mubarak. Ya Allah, bless us in Rajab and Shaban and allow us to reach Ramadan. The message goes on to say, always look for the good and the bad. Don't say why this happened to me, but ask why this happened for me. No, you're not that rainbows. Know you not the rainbows come to prove that beautiful things can happen even after a bad storm. Thank you for a yearful of top shows. Yusuf Patel, Brother Yusuf Patel, Jazakallah khair for the beautiful message, and thank you for all the lovely messages that you have sent to us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you, grant you complete shifa and keep you in the best of health, and of course, all the best to you, my brother. Message come from Sister Ruqayya. Okay, now I got to open this. Okay, let's just try opening this. Okay, Sister Ruqayya has sent us two little posts. It says, Assalamu alaikum. May you be blessed with barakah in your home, love in your heart, peace in your soul and contentment in your life. May Allah SWT accept all our du'as. Ameen, 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 thumma ameen. And the second message that Sister Ruqayya sends is, Assalamu alaikum, Ya Allah, please continue to bless us and protect us, soothe our hearts and free our minds from worries. Keep us steadfast on Siratul Mustaqim and grant us the best of both worlds. Ya Allah, please have mercy on the entire Ummah. Ameen, summa ameen. That was a message from Sister Ruqayya. 060-904-1056.
पे फिर ये पयाम आया मदीना 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 कोई नहीं है बिलाल जैसा मेरे नबी ने जिसे खरीदा कोई नहीं है बिलाल जैसा मेरे नबी ने जिसे खरीदा बिलाल तुझ पर मैं सदके जाऊं न तुझ सा कोई गुलाम आया.
Message comes from a brother Farooq. I make dua that Allah SWT unites, guide and protect our families, placing love, trust, compassion, respect and understanding in our hearts. May our hearts glow with tranquility, peace and contentment. May Allah SWT ease the pain and suffering to the Ummah around the world. Grant the sick shifa and the deceased general firdaus. Ameen, 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 thumma ameen. Jazakallah for the beautiful message, brother Farooq. Okay, there's another message that comes through. It's an image again. This comes from brother Faizal Khan, and the message says, Assalamu alaikum. May you begin this day and every day with a smile on your face, warm thoughts in your mind, happiness in your soul, and a heart filled with loving kindness for all. Ameen, ameen to your lovely duas, my brother. 060-904-1056.
لولا بكماله كشف الدجى بجماله حسنت جميع خصاله صلوا عليه وآله صلوا عليه وآله صلوا عليه وآله نبي 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 بكماله كشف الدجى بجماله.
060-904-1056. Message comes from Sister Sadia. Enjoy your beautiful weekend and take care. A job is a job. Whether you're a doctor or a cleaner, you have no right to mock someone just because you're earning more money than the other person. We all are trying to put food on our table. Beautiful message, undoubtedly, Sister Sadia. Another message that comes through says, take everything you have learned and everything you have yet to discover and place it in a box titled Thank you. I think, that is an absolutely beautiful message I've received this morning. It just inspires us to adopt an attitude of gratitude. We've got to be thanking the Almighty on a continuous basis for all of the favors that He has bestowed upon us. Message from a sister Razia says, "No one in this world is pure and perfect. If you avoid people for their little mistakes, you will always be alone. So judge less and love more. No one in this world is pure and perfect. If you avoid people for their little mistakes, you will always be alone. So judge less and love more." Thank you for that beautiful message as well. And just before the ad break, we'll read one more message that comes through that says, "All things will pass. It may seem like a big problem at the moment, but it will pass. So enduring and waiting for things to pass, that's strength."
This summer, dine big to win big at Chipper Whisper. Spend 350 Rand or more in store and stand a chance to win prizes worth 12,000 Rand from Hershey Springfield. Prizes include a Rest Assured bed, a DeLonghi coffee machine, and a Kenwood food processor. Enjoy legendary tastes and great wins. Entries close January 13, 2025. Exclusive to Chipper Whisper. T's and C's to apply. Spur. A taste for life.
Why settle for anything less than a trusted name in automotive excellence? Umlazi Toyota. It's our commitment to offering not just a car, but an experience, a journey, a new chapter. For added convenience and peace of mind, we now offer pickup and drop-off for vehicle services, a parts department, new and pre-owned vehicles, and our all-new full maintenance vehicle rentals. For more information, call us on 031 9022 000. Umlazi Toyota. Your journey starts here.
You've spent all that time, effort, and energy putting together an incredible business. Now, you need to tell people about your business. Advertising and marketing, it's what we do. Listen to this.
Absolutely amazing. It's been my first experience working with a radio station. So you don't actually know what you expect. And you also feel like, you're just going to be a number. But at Radio Al Ansar, I was just not a number. I think the support that we've got has been amazing. You guys have been absolutely amazing. You guys have opened doors for us that a couple months ago, I wouldn't have thought possible. I think the support for me has been the greatest. It's so widespread because you guys are on YouTube Live, Facebook Live. It's not just radio based. We've got people in Johannesburg listening to you guys. So it's so widespread. We're getting that marketing.
Get in touch with our sales department on 031 208 1601. Speak directly to your target audience.
Come get our butcher's best for less at Checkers Foods Cowie Park. Enjoy certified halal butchery products like lamb bride chops just $139.99 per kilo, beef bangers just $69.99 per kg, steakhouse classic man-sized T-bone steak just $99.99 per kilo, Cabo Vors just $89.99 per kg. Deals are valid until Sunday, January 5th, only at Checkers Foods Cowie Park, now certified by the NIHT, the National Independent Halal Trust, across our butchery, bakery and deli.
Welcome to Rumi Fragrances, where scents weave tales. Located at 120 Felix Lamini Road, Overport. Immerse yourself in the fragrance of love. Explore Arabic fragrances, stirring passion and mystery, alongside the nostalgic aroma of Bakhur, evoking cherished memories. Adorn yourself in elegant Islamic wear, blending tradition and modernity while indulging in nature's sweetest gift, premium dates, nurturing body and soul. Experience love's essence at Rumi Fragrances, where each scent reflects heart's desires. Rumi Fragrances, fragrance of love. Visit us today and let love inspire your senses.
As promised at last year's Durban Summer Cirque, part of our profits will go to making a real difference in our community. The Al Ansar Foundation proudly completed its first borehole for the community of Redcliffe. With water shortages affecting many, our mission is clear. Let's bring clean water to more areas in need. Join us in making an impact. Call outreach on 031 208 1601 or visit alansar.org.za to help build more boreholes and transform lives.
Radio Al Ansar, 24/7, 365.
You listen to radio. You listen to Rise and Shine on Radio Al-Ansar and on CIA Radio with myself, Faizal MJ Suleman. Our digital world isn't slowing down. Social media continues to connect us, inspire us, and sometimes overwhelm us. With screen time on the rise and platforms becoming even bigger part of our daily life, daily routines, it's time to ask: are we in control of our social media, or is social media controlling us? We have online with us Sister Samia Ilyas, a qualified counseling psychologist practicing in the southern suburbs of Cape Town. She's trained and experienced in assisting people of all ages and from diverse backgrounds. Her interest is in anxiety, depression, grief and bereavement, trauma, phobias, and of course, panic attacks, eating disorders, insomnia, etc. I should not actually be introducing Samia because Samia is now more or less a part of our team. Samia Ilyas, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair for joining me in the program this morning.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Once again, it's a pleasure, Faizal, to join the team again.
No, it's an absolute pleasure hosting you. I just said, you are a part of the team now. I don't need to introduce you anymore. But Samia, how's Cape Town this morning?
Alhamdulillah. Beautiful sunny weather, slight wind, but it's a wonderful day. Alhamdulillah.
Lovely, lovely. Now, how does social media affect brain development, particularly in teenagers and preteens as their minds are still forming?
So social media can significantly influence brain development during this critical adolescent stage because the brain is still forming. It's a very critical stage of brain development, and it can impact the brain development in the following ways. Because social media platforms activate the brain's reward system through all these likes and comments and shares, all of these things lead to dopamine surges in the brain. Constant dopamine surges, constant dopamine hits. Over time, this can create dependency and make teenagers more prone to seeking this external validation because they're constantly looking for this dopamine hit. It also affects the attention span. So constant exposure to these short-term content may reduce the attention and the inability to focus on long-term tasks because they're used to getting information in short, minute content form. They can't sustain their attention through a long-term task. And thirdly, it also affects their emotional regulation. Because teenagers are at a vulnerable stage where they are constantly trying to figure out themselves and their own identities and constantly comparing themselves with others and trying to fit in with peer groups, they are more vulnerable to cyberbullying and social comparison, and also the famous FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Mm-hmm.
So when they see these things on social media and they keep comparing their own lives and themselves, although these are highly filtered, unrealistic images and videos, they keep constantly comparing themselves and wondering why they're not doing this or doing that. And this can negatively impact their own emotional development.
Now, what are the most common mental health issues linked to excessive social media use, and how do they manifest in both adults and young people?
So as we're talking about this constant comparison, these high levels of comparison and exposure to these idealized negative content or these highly filtered images and videos, these can exacerbate feelings of inadequacy, increasing low self-esteem, worthlessness, and that can lead to anxiety and depression. Also, we find that teenagers, because they need more sleep, because they're growing, their sleep systems are all over the place, screen use, particularly before bedtime, disrupts the circadian rhythm. And this can impact your mental health, affects your mood, affects how you react to others, etc., and exacerbates feelings of anxiety and depression. Also, because of social media and all these curated images, heavily edited, unrealistic images, young people, we are finding more now, because of exposure to this, it contributes to their own body image issues. They constantly criticize themselves, looking at themselves in a negative light. And this contributes to, especially in the teenage years, where they still, the body is changing, it's growing, they're getting used to themselves and finding their own identity. It's a very critical stage where they are looking for others' approval. And social media can contribute to their body dysmorphia. And also we find addiction-like behaviors. because of the dopamine surges we were talking about, social media overuse may manifest in compulsive checking. We see this in teenagers. They're constantly checking. As soon as it lights up, they're looking at their phones. They're not concentrating on other things. They're very restless if they are disconnected or if you take away the devices. And this then results in decreased productivity because they're constantly waiting for the hit, the dopamine surge, and they can't actually function or do things without that. It's very difficult for them to sustain attention in a task.
Now, Samia, for parents that are concerned about their children's screen time, what are effective ways to set boundaries without creating conflict?
So as you all know, teenagers are an interesting population to work with. So what I tell my clients and my parents of teenagers is always involve children in creating screen time rules. So they feel a sense of ownership. Teenagers are about, pushing the boundaries, about finding their own sense of autonomy. So we have to include them in creating screen time rules. The collaborative rule setting is very important. Have a discussion with the teenager about the effects, what's happening in the house. We're not seeing them doing their work. We're not seeing them being able to concentrate. We are seeing them becoming anxious or depressed. So involve them in creating rules that they will follow. So they feel a sense of ownership and they feel like they will actually abide by them. And then in your home, it's a good idea to create tech-free zones and times. So establish no phone zones. This can be during meals or in bedrooms or at certain times. And then we have also something called digital detox hours. Before bedtime, we don't want to increase screen time at that time. We want to reduce it for them to wind down so they can actually fall asleep and not have a constant screen time use. Importantly, what I also inform parents is that we have to lead by example. So you yourself need to model healthy technology habits. Children are more likely to follow behavior they see than what you tell them to do. So it's important that yourself, you model the healthy tech habits. You put your phone away at meal times. You don't look at it before bedtime. You're not on it all the time. You show them that we are doing other things together, meal times, things that you are present. They're more likely to do that because you are doing it. And then we have to encourage alternatives. So what are their hobbies? What are they interested in, such as sports or what kind of things they like? Then family outings, create family times or family board game nights or that kind of bonding, so they can reduce the resilience, reduce the reliance on the screen time. To create alternatives, something else that they can do, and keep that going regularly so they can put them into their lives. They don't only have to rely on the screen. This will help.
Now,
without creating sort of conflict.
Okay, is there a link between social media overuse and long-term mental health conditions such as attention disorders or impulse control issues?
Well, there is some evidence. I won't say it's direct, but there is some evidence because we don't have enough for longitudinal studies at the moment. But overuse and misuse and prolonged screen use, especially with fast-paced content, the short snippets, the little YouTube reels, YouTube shorts, the TikTok videos, whatever it is, the short-term content. There's some evidence that is saying that it is related to reduced or decreased attention span. Adolescents who are exposed to these kind of short-form content, it does reduce their attention span, and they really struggle to sit and through a long-term attention span required task that they have to do later. With regards to impulse control issues, as we spoke about the dopamine hits, because of social media's instant gratification, this can hinder. In some studies, it says that it can hinder the development of impulse control. So then it makes it harder for users to delay rewards because they're so used to getting instant gratification, instant fingertips, dopamine hits for little effort. They keep looking for these kind of things. Evidence also shows that there are positive effects of social media use. You can use it for specific things in a controlled, healthy way. It is helpful, but overuse, misuse, and prolonged exposure can result in attention issues as well as impulse control disorders.
Samia, I want to thank you for joining me in the program this morning. But before we bid you farewell, I'm sure you have a message for our listeners, some advice for our listeners who are looking to start 2025 with a healthier, more mindful approach to their digital lives.
This is very important. We have to be very intentional about our digital usage and our digital lives because it's here to stay. Now we have to use it carefully and intentionally. So the first thing I'd suggest is a digital detox. So begin the year with a structured break from social media to reassess your habits. And this will give you an idea of how much time you actually spend on social media and how much you are reliant on it. So once you do a digital detox, you realize, okay, this is how much time I'm spending on it. Then we can set intentional goals to define specific positive ways to use technology, such as learning things or connecting with loved ones or exploring new interests if you want to do some research.
Mhm.
Be very specific about what you want to use social media for. Then we have tools on social media like screen time trackers that will monitor your usage and can help you to establish limits. So this I encourage lots of teenagers to do, even adults, even ourselves. Have a screen time checker. Check most smartphones have a screen time or devices have a screen time usage that tells you the average 6 to 8 hours, 10 hours for some people. It's important for you to use tools now to limit your usage. Try to use those tools, install them in your devices so that you are constantly reminded of how much of screen time you use. It can track it and can help you to reduce it. And then prioritize other activities that nourish your mental health. Exercise, going out in nature, spending time hiking or having picnics or going to the beach. Being mindful practices that help you to actually enjoy being present in the moment in your life and not looking at comparison and instant gratification and getting your rewards from social media only. And then it's important also that when we have social media accounts and we are following certain people, that we see which of these accounts are negatively impacting our mental health. And then we curate our feed. We cut all those people out, remove them from our feed, unfollow, unfriend, whatever you have to do, so that we only have those accounts that inspire positivity and growth. This will help us to feel less reliant and less feeling inadequate and worthless towards ourselves. So practicing digital minimalism is very important. So you know what's in your feed and you know what you're going to expect. It's not going to be something that's going to upset you. This for long-term usage, detoxing, being mindful about how you use it, using trackers to monitor your usage online, and setting goals that you can actually practically implement. And unfollowing accounts that negatively impact your mental health are very important for helping you use social media effectively.
Samia Ilyas, thank you very much for joining me in the program. All the best to enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'm sure very shortly he's going to be back to work. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much, Faizal.
Absolute pleasure. We spoke to Samia Ilyas, a clinical psychologist practicing in Cape Town, and of course, she's discussed with us the effects of social media on mental health.
बुला लो मदीना मुझे मेरे मौला मैं जाऊं मैं देखूं मोहम्मद का रोजा बुला लो मदीना मुझे मेरे मौला मैं जाऊं मैं देखूं मोहम्मद का रोजा वो जिनको थी बरसों से तरसती जो हो जाए जलवा रहेगी बरसती वो जिनको थी बरसों से आंखें तरसती जो हो जाए जलवा रहेगी बरसती जो हो जाए जलवा तो टिक जाए नजरें तो आ जाए दिल को सकून का करीना बुला लो मदीना मुझे मेरे मौला मैं जाऊं मैं देखूं मोहम्मद का रोजा सुना है कि पहली नजर जो पढ़े तो होती है पूरी दुआ कोई करे तो सुना है कि पहली नजर जो पढ़े तो होती है पूरी दुआ कोई करे तो दुआ कोई करे तो मिल जाए मौका तो जल्दी से जाऊं मेरा नबी सोना बसता जहां है बुला लो मदीना मुझे मेरे मौला मैं जाऊं मैं देखूं मोहम्मद का रोजा नसीबों में लिख दो मेरे वो फिजाएं किसी तौर पहुंचूं लूं मैं बलाएं नसीबों में लिख दो मेरे वो फिजाएं किसी तौर पहुंचूं लूं मैं बलाएं जो देखूं मैं लो आंसू भी मेरे निकले के आंखों में जैसे चमकता नगीना बुला लो मदीना मुझे
The Sufi Sahib family and the Muhammad Yusuf family of Atomic Demolishers invites you and your family to the 132nd Urus Sharif of Hazrat Khaja Khajigan Khaja Gharib Nawaz, Hazrat Shah Ghulam Muhammad Sufi Sahib and Hazrat Shah Abdul Aziz Sufi Dada Jan from the 1st of January to the 5th of January 2025. Saturday, 4th January 2025. Program after Asar Salah, Langar Supper will be served. Sandal Sharif program after Isha Salah, followed by flag hosting and Mefire Sama Kawali.
Need reliable refrigeration for hire? Waterfront has you covered. Choose from a wide range of beverage coolers, island freezers, mobile cold rooms, and commercial ice makers. Perfect for events, businesses, or special occasions. We offer flexible short-term and long-term rentals with convenient on-site delivery. Keep your goods cool and your guests happy with our excellent and professional service. Call us today on 062-842-1705 or email us at info@waterfrontsa.co.za. Waterfront, your trusted partner in refrigeration solutions.
The Outreach Slice of Life campaign. Since its inception, our Slice of Life has touched the lives of countless individuals through our distribution to schools, old age homes, orphanages, and deserving families within our community. This initiative has been instrumental in alleviating hunger. For only 9 rand a loaf, you will be providing a family with their daily staple, bread. Donate now on www.alansar.org.za. or call Outreach on 031 208 1601.
We'd love to meet you. Pay us a visit. Radio Al-Ansar.
أحب الوفاء بشتى الصور أحب الوفي
You're listening to Rise and Shine on Radio Al-Ansar and broadcast simultaneously on CII Radio as well. My name is Faizal MJ Suleman. Now, many of us are reflecting on the year behind us and looking ahead with fresh goals and aspirations. But let's be honest, the holidays can be just as exhausting as they are exciting. In South Africa, where 35% people have reported that they are struggling with mental health, the highest percentage globally, and according to the Mental State of the World report, it's clear that prioritizing self-care isn't just a luxury, it's now become a necessity. We have online with our sister Razia Muhammad, a life coach, and who of course needs no introduction to the airwaves of Radio Al-Ansar and CII Radio. Razia, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair for joining me on the program this morning.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah so much for having me on.
What a pleasure. Are you well this morning, Razia?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, very well. Very, very tired, but very well, alhamdulillah. Now, Razia, why do you think the festive season, a time meant for joy and relaxation, can often feel exhausting and overwhelming?
I think a very big part of it is financial stress that accumulates with the festive season because there's more going out, there's more people just, using their money all over the place. So financial stress occurs in the festive season more than any other season because there's overindulgence, sometimes unrealistic expectations. there's so many people that are lonely during the season. Not everyone has a full and loving family. So loneliness is also a thing. And then also your changes in appetite, your changes in weight, your lifestyle changes, and then to get back into that normal routine is something that needs a little bit of work. So those are some of the things that we need to consider with this overindulgence that we do have during the festive season.
And how can listeners identify early signs of burnout, and what practical steps can they take to prevent it from escalating?
So when you have burnout, you are going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel physically tired, mentally, emotionally, when your body forces you to take a break. So remember, when your mental and emotional self is overwhelmed, your body is going to force you to take a break. So I would like to say that you need to prioritize self-care. Self-care is so important because it brings about a better sense of self-awareness, self-respect, self-love, etc. Also, manage your time better. Create a nice support system. Not all of us have family that we can rely on, right? But you get to choose who your tribe is. Remember, you are the sum of the first 5 people that you hang around with on a constant and consistent basis. So if you want to know someone and who they are, look around and see who they hang around with. So that's very important, your support system. Then it's also about mindfulness. You know, when we talk about meditation, when we talk about, we as Muslims are fortunate in the sense that our meditation can be our salah. So if we read salah mindfully, it will bring about so many positive changes within ourselves. So it's all about, mindfulness, flexible work schedule, I would say. So it's also prioritizing relaxation time when it comes to work as well. Exercise is a big thing, and getting enough sleep is also a big thing. What I found lately with clients is that there's a rise in insomnia. So I would say there's so much overthinking, right? So when your mind is full, so there's a difference between mind full and when your mind is full. So it's about letting go whatever you can't control, setting that boundary. Setting the boundaries with yourself, then setting your boundaries with people around you as well.
Now, many people are setting goals. How can individuals create realistic and sustainable goals without adding unnecessary pressure on themselves?
So I like to tell my clients about the SMART system, right? SMART. So S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is achievable, R is relevant, and T is time bound. So when you practice the SMART goals, automatically you're going to then break down your larger goals into smaller bite-sized goals. And when you break it down, then it becomes less daunting. It becomes less overwhelming. You know, they have these cliches that tell you life is all about the journey and not about the destination. So when it comes to your goals as well, it's very much about the journey. So break it down into little smart-sized, bite-sized goal pieces, and you will achieve it better. So, and also about accessing your impact, about accountability as well, and seeking feedback, seeking support. Remember, we're not an island. We cannot live alone on an island. So we need to seek a good support system professionally and personally as well.
Now, Sister Raja, before we round up, many people struggle to seek help when they aren't feeling okay. Now, how can we break the stigma around seeking professional support for mental health?
So what I do find is that mental health and emotional health and wellness is more readily accepted now than we can say 10 years ago. Because people are starting to educate themselves with social media, with all of the videos that are available. There are our religious scholars as well that are showing us how important mental and emotional health and wellness is. So I would say educate yourself. It's as easy as when you have a cell phone. You know, you can use your cell phone for good and you can use your cell phone for not so good. But it's a choice that you make. And then avoiding bad language, like the person is crazy, example, the person is useless, the person is mad. So those are terms that we need to avoid when we're talking about someone. Also treat everyone with dignity and respect. Everyone deserves dignity, everyone deserves respect. Share messages of recovery. So, you know, make yourself vulnerable. Say that this is what I have been through and this is what was done or the professional help that I have sought in order to fix my problem. And then when all else fails, there's always the Almighty Allah to turn to, right? And then it's also about spreading the word healthcare and wellness. I think those are the buzzwords for 2025. 2024 has been that time of the veils being lifted. It's been time of people looking at themselves for what they are as opposed to what they would like to be, etc. So it's about spreading that healthcare and wellness, normalize working together to promote mental, emotional health and wellness.
Sir Razia, Jazakallah khair for joining me in the program this morning. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for. But do enjoy the rest of the day and the weekend. All the best to you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah so much, Brother Faizal. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We spoke to Sister Razia Muhammad, a life coach, and she spoke to us about, the festive season, the healthy, returning to work, rejuvenated, essential guide to post-holiday wellness, etc. Time for us to visit the marketplace, and on the other side of this, we'll round up the show. Do stay with us.
Ria, have you heard about the Durban Summer Suck? It's happening from the 24th December to 5th January at the Durban Exhibition Centre.
Oh my god, yes! I've been dying for something like this. Over 300 stalls with all kinds of shopping, local and international stuff. It's going to be epic!
Totally, and there's food stalls, so we can eat our way through the whole place. What do you think, burgers or sushi for us?
Both. And did you hear that there's going to be entertainment every single day? Plus, they've got carnival games and a fun fair. I'm so ready to win a prize.
Yes, I need to get me one of those giant teddy bears. Oh, and there's a ton of stuff for kids too, so it's perfect for a day out with the family.
Sounds like the ultimate summer hangout. We have to go together, midday to midnight every day. I'm in.
Let's do it. Durban Summer Suck, here we come. Shopping, food, fun. It's going to be amazing.
They convince the world to believe that terrorists look like beards and thobes. Now, as the facade cracks, one martyr after another, the world sees through the broken windows and now knows the true face of terrorism. It wears suits and ties and smiles behind lies.
اللهم احفظ المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الحاقدين اللهم أعد المسجد الأقصى إلى رحاب المسلمين اللهم وطهر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين اللهم عليك بهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك يا قوي يا متين اللهم منزل الكتاب مجري السحاب هازم الأحزاب سريع الحساب اهزم اليهود وزلزلهم يا قوي يا عزيز.
We'd love to meet you. Pay us a visit. Radio Al Ansar.
Syrian refugees in Pakistan plan return after Assad's fall. Millions of Syrians had to flee the Assad regime's brutal crackdown. Most sought refuge in neighboring Turkey and Lebanon, but some fled further afield to Pakistan. Now many of them are planning to return. Let's listen to this little clip.
In 2011, Abdullah Khalouf was part of the popular uprising against the Assad regime, but he fled the country to escape the brutal crackdown. He has since then taken refuge in Pakistan.
I left Syria on 2015. As you know, the revolution started 2011, and we had a hope, great hope, that Bashar al-Assad will start to feel shy and leave his own people to keep alive. But he kept killing everybody, and the proxy militia started to come to my city, and I was at very great risk to be arrested or to be killed or to be assassinated, like everybody now seeing in the Saydnaya prison. I was supposed to be one of them.
She is from Aleppo. The war in Syria left her with no other option but to leave her country a decade ago. We hide her identity on her request.
When the war started in Syria, we were leaving the village that belonged for Aleppo. We have a normal life, everything is going good, but when the war started, everything it dropped, everything stopped, and everywhere we can't continue to live. So it's hard to live, and you feel you have to know, and you will die in every moment.
On December 8, Bashar al-Assad regime collapsed after Damascus fell to opposition forces. The end of the Assad regime has sparked celebrations, not just in Syria but beyond.
Just across the road is the Syrian embassy in Islamabad. Not much is happening here. After the fall of Damascus, some Syrians entered the premises and removed symbols of the Assad regime.
Their action suggests the hatred towards the family many Syrians feel ruined their country. Abdullah Khalouf had given up and was planning to stay in Pakistan permanently. But now he has changed his mind.
The day after the victory, the plan comes out, the hope came, and I planned directly to come back to my country because my country now needs of me.
She is also expressing a sigh of relief.
Happiness is a small word. I'm happy. Yes, everyone, every person in Syria is so happy. Every Muslim. I, of course, hope a good future for Syria.
Syrians here say the ousting of Assad has given them hope. They are now optimistic the journey ahead will be peaceful and full of new opportunities to rebuild. Kamran Yusuf, TRT World, Islamabad.
You're listening to Rise and Shine, and a message has come through. It says, rich people buy time, poor people buy stuff, ambitious people buy skills, lazy people buy distractions. Another message that comes through says, control your anger. If you hold anger towards others, they have control over you. The journey to achieving our dreams requires dedication, hard work, and perseverance. Discipline is the bridge that connects our aspirations to tangible results. Without it, dreams remain just that, dreams. Let's embrace discipline and turn our visions into reality. And the message continues and says, don't be overtaken by pride when you've done a good deed. It happened because the Almighty allowed it and guided you to it. Don't brag about it and waste all the good you've earned. Remember, if it weren't for Him, none of it would have happened. And says, good morning, have a blessed day. Thank you so much for that message. It's almost time for us to round up. And of course, before I round up, I must thank Monthly for having engineered at Radio Ansar, Lucky for having engineered at CI Radio, Wasima Bucks for all the logistics, and Hajra Kota for having produced this particular program. There's a little dua for the day that has also come through. It says, "O Allah, we ask you this morning for beneficial knowledge, pure and halal provision, and acceptable good deeds. Ameen." It continues to say, thought for the day, the world is but 3 days. As for yesterday, it has gone, along with all that was in it. As for tomorrow, you may never see it. As for today, it is yours. So work on it. O son of Adam, you are but a few days. Whenever a day is gone, part of you is gone too. Thank you so much for those messages. The next program you'll be listening to on Radio Ansar is Sorry, I actually forgot. It's Kelly Ramzani's program Career Compass, and on Sia Radio you'll be listening to the recitation of the Holy Quran on a juz a day. Been wonderful being in your presence this morning. From myself, Faizal MJ Suleman. Remember that we still have another day or two for the Durban Summer Soak. And of course, I've got a 30 seconds, so I'm going to read this last message, ma'am, only if you don't mind. It says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Always hate what is wrong, but do not hate the one who errs. Hate sin with all your heart, but forgive and have mercy on the sinner. Criticize speech, but respect the speaker. Our job is to wipe out the disease, not the patient. May the Almighty grant us understanding. May you have a fantabulous day in the remembrance and obedience of the Almighty Allah. Ameen. Ameen. Summa ameen. From myself, Faizal MJ Suleman, Jazakallah khair for joining me on Rise and Shine this morning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.